It was a tough, hard-fought game.
Not many people thought the Pittsburgh Steelers would be sitting atop the AFC North halfway through the season, especially in a division with the Ravens and a revitalized Joe Burrow. But Pittsburgh is thriving on defense, something they've been known for under Mike Tomlin, allowing just 16.2 points per game. It's the offense that was the cause for uncertainty at the start of the season. When they acquired both Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, it was unclear who would take over under center. Fields was called upon early when Wilson missed the first few games due to injury, steadily guiding the black and gold to a 4-2 record. Fields was solid with 5 TDs and 1 interception while rushing for 231 yards and adding another 5 scores on the ground. However, Mike Tomlin decided to make a change at QB in Game 7, switching to Russell Wilson and sending Twitter into a tizzy. Wilson was not only coming off an injury, but he was also coming off a disastrous campaign in Denver that was so bad that the Broncos ate $85 million just to have him walk out the door. Despite all the noise surrounding the move, Tomlin realized he had something with Wilson that Fields just couldn't provide. So, what was that something? Let's take a closer look at what prompted Tomlin to make a change and what this means for the Steelers going forward. The first reason Pittsburgh has inserted Wilson over Fields has to do with the way the Steelers want to play football. With one of the best defenses in the league, they're looking for their offense to play a complementary role. The best way to do this is to have someone who has made a career out of taking care of the football. Wilson has the 3rd best TD-INT ratio of all time in NFL history. And while Wilson has taken his share of sacks in his day, Fields has had problems with both sacks and fumbles early in his career. Fields certainly brings an element of the run game that Wilson can't at this stage of his career, but the main reason the Steelers are better with Wilson is his ability to throw the deep ball. Wilson has always been an exceptional deep ball passer with great touch and accuracy, but Pittsburgh has gone back to a more traditional look under center with Wilson. With Fields, the run-pass option was more of a focal point since Fields is more of a threat in the run game, and it's a way to keep defenses honest. However, moving to Wilson has allowed for a few things. For one, more plays under center, which helps the Steelers' run game, something they want to be a focal point. The Steelers run the ball at a rate of 49%, which is the 2nd most in the league. Secondly, Wilson is a skilled ball handler, and his longer, more drawn-out play action can actually suck up defenders rather than simply keep them planted. This has always been something OC Arthur Smith appreciated, having a QB that was comfortable lining up under center. Given the trends of college offenses and now the pros, Wilson is seemingly the last of a dying breed. In just the past 5 seasons, the league has seen almost a 20% increase in defenses showing too high looks. In order to have success over the top, a good play-action game has to be part of the plan. 40% of Wilson's yardage so far has come on play-action, second only to Jared Goff. And by the way, surprise, surprise, Goff was one of only 2 QBs to take more than 75% of snaps under center last season. The deep shots have been far more effective with Wilson as well. According to Next Gen Stats, Wilson's average completed air yards is a very strong 8.2, nearly 3 yards more than Fields, who is at the bottom third of the league. Among current starters in the league, his average depth of target sits at 8.8 yards, good enough for 4th in the league. The other thing that Wilson has been able to do is unlock the threat of George Pickens, who is averaging nearly 20 yards, 19.6, a catch with Wilson under center. The addition of Mike Williams, who caught the game-winning touchdown pass from Wilson against the Commanders, will only make these deep shots more effective. The 6'4 Williams has always been a deep threat, with his career yards per catch at 15.5. OG Arthur Smith clearly has a thing for tight ends. Smith had the number 4 overall draft pick in Kyle Pitts in Atlanta, then also went out and got another pass-catching tight end in Jonnu Smith. Together, these two logged over 25% of the target share for the Falcons. The Steelers have a very good tight end of their own in Pat Freiermuth, who should also see his targets and possibly overall production increase with Wilson under center. The running game has already received a boost from the addition of Wilson, with Najee Harris topping 100 yards in 2 of Russ's 3 games under center. He only eclipsed the 100 mark once with Fields. Jaylen Warren has also seen success, averaging nearly 5 yards per carry in games he's played with Wilson. The dynamic Cordarrelle Patterson is also getting healthier and could be in the mix for more touches out of the backfield as well. But back to the defense, the Steelers have played a relatively easy schedule so far, which could account for their strong average points against. Their toughest games are almost certainly on the back end of the schedule. They play the Bengals' prolific offense twice, a potential MVP in Lamar Jackson twice, the defending Super Bowl champs Chiefs, and an improving Eagles team who has just ripped off 5 wins in a row. TJ Watt and Cam Hayward have been very good, but not spectacular. Watt is 19th in pressures, and Hayward is 29th. Overall, the Steelers are near the middle of the pack in pressure rate at 22.6%. Most of their pass defense metrics fall somewhere in the middle, but they have been great against the run and are tied for 5th in takeaways with 16. The Steelers will have to continue taking the ball away at a high rate when they face their tougher opponents down the road. In the meantime, it seems like the offense has a chance to compete with the big boys as the season progresses, and surprisingly, the man to unlock that improvement was an afterthought to start the 2024 season.